Cool. So growing up, I think we already know the answer to this, but I ask anyway. Growing up, who was the most influential person to you?
Definitely my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember all the way up to about college. I thought of this recently because my kids are adults now and I have
Hmm.
grandkids. And I remember this. I'd go in his office during high school and college, and I
Hmm.
remember sitting in his chair. Now that I think back, I don't know how he had time to do it because if someone walked in my office on a whim right now, I'd be like, what are you doing?"
Right.
So I would go in there and sit, and I would leave motivated every single time. I can't
Yeah.
remember the conversations. I just know that he'd always next, next, next. He'd always help me. So that was, I'll never forget that. And then I guess I don't say I grew out of it, but I stopped doing that somewhere around college and I got married and, had my own deal.
So you kind of got it by osmosis, right? I mean, it just, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I hung
cool.
out with him. He liked to fly back then. He wasn't allowed to fly in the Air Force because they found out he was colorblind, but that's why he went in. So
Yeah.
then so when he got out, he got his license and got a private plane with a partner, and I would fly with him every Saturday morning. So I'd be at the office a lot, and then on Saturdays be with him. So yeah, we hung out a lot.
What's the single most important thing you learned from him?
I'd just say generally entrepreneurship, I gotta say, because like I remember when I was like 10 and I would say I couldn't get my arms wrapped on this in real estate. I'd say, well, who owns the buildings? He was building his own buildings
Hmm.
for the business, brick and mortar. And he'd say, well, I own the buildings and I lease them to the company. And as a young kid, I'm like, what? You're the same person, right?
Yeah.
But
How do we
but
connect those
now,
dots, right?
yeah. In hindsight, I'm like, brilliant. So all these years I've had my own building, right? It's just
Yeah.
kind of like you said, by osmosis. I sold my building last, let me think. Yeah, I saw that last year in the fall, and we were out to dinner that night, and he said to me, and I had just let go of a lot of things, so it was a good clearing, and he's like, "Well, you can't go rent. You got to buy your own building." So he's still at it. It's the same
Hmm.
stuff, and he's 85 years old.
Yeah. Well, it never stops, right? It never
No,
goes away. It's
no,
right.
it's in the
So
blood, entrepreneur.